Hello everyone. So you have a Samsung phone, it's not charging. What in the world's going on? This one was accidentally dropped and then it couldn't charge anymore. So I actually fixed it. It's already charging on my bench right now. So I'll show you how to figure out how to fix it. You can heat out the cover back, the back cover there, and it's made from plastic. So you don't have to worry about it cracking or anything. And then you can just go around the outside. There's a little bit of adhesive. With the back cover off, there's several screws that you just unscrew. And then that will enable you to remove this plastic bezel to access the internal circuitry. Because unfortunately, we can't fix this through a software update or anything like that. So this unclipping around the outside, we got rid of that bezel. And there's a couple things you want to first check out. You want to check out the power port and also the flex cable. I already replaced the power port, and you can get them really cheap online. It was like $20. Under the microscope, I'm looking at the flex cable because if there's a crack on the cable or anything like that, the voltage won't go. But typically, I don't think the issues are to do with the flex cable, but you can just have a look, right? Because this is what we do with electronics is we look where the voltage is going and this follow down the road. Again, where is it stopping or what have you. So the next thing to look at is the connectors. Are there any bent pins, and also the solder joints as well. So right here, usually the middle pins, they're not the issue. Typically, I read online, it's the outer pins on the side because VCC and ground are the two outer pins. Okay, so I will be fixing that because you can't really see it, but the pad, the connectors, there's a micro crack there. So I put some flux, and using a soldering iron, you can flow those pads. Now, if you don't have enough flux or you don't have enough solder, it will just ball onto the side. And so you can just increase the temperature of your soldering iron, and basically there are 4 pads on either side, and it doesn't matter if they short out on those because it's the whole pad there. Okay, and this is the VCC. So you can actually test your cable, plug it into where the USB connector goes into, and check to see if you get 5 volts on the other side of the cable. And if you are, then it's usually this connector that is on the main board because it actually has lifted off of the pads there. Okay, it's hard to see it, but I would just reflow those if you have a soldering iron. And you actually don't need a microscope because we're actually not doing those smaller pins. We're just doing the side. Okay, you just even if you get a good contact on the end somewhere, all those pads are connected together. So as long as you get one of them, it should be successful. So I'm just going around on each side, and then we can reattach the cable after we do this and verify that we can charge. Now, if this still doesn't work and you still have battery, you can still get all your photos off by using a micro SD card. And then you could get your pictures off or what have you. If you still have some life in your battery, you could order a new battery, or you could inject some voltage and get the documents off if it's like something else. But this has fixed it for me. On the right-hand side, I believe this is ground. Okay, so on the left-hand side, it's the VCC, which was the issue on my case. On the right-hand side was ground. But the board is open, so why not this solder it, making sure. I wouldn't solder right down the row of the other small pins unless you have a scope, because it's very easy to short out the other smaller pads. But the end ones are a little bit bigger, so it's okay. So this is what it looks like. You can see I got the solder right to the pad, and that's what you want, a good connection. And then we'll clean up this board because we put some flux on it. I'm using isopropyl alcohol, and you can get the brush. It's just like for cleaning your braces, and you can get them at Walmart or what have you. They work really well. So after soldering the little joint on that, you can see that now the Samsung phone is charging. So yeah, after a drop can get some loose connectors. So I actually think that this port was fine. I swapped out that port just in case, so it didn't cost too much, just $20. So yeah, that's a success. Nice. So hopefully this has fixed your problem. If it has, give a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, I am an author as well on Amazon. So if you want to support the channel, you can go to amazon.com or .ca and type in my name. It's Benjamin Newson. And I've just recently published a couple books. My very first novel is called Heart of Stone. It's an interesting story about the end times. And this guy's having dreams, and then his dreams become real in a science fiction novel. I also have other book called Unlocking Your Mind about memory tricks for studying techniques, as I'm a teacher, so several years there. And Over the Great Wall, I've written about my life experiences 7 years abroad in China. So have a good day, and I'll see you in the next repair video.